Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil.
And I'm Leroy. We going to Memphis, Tennessee. A mother, Jasmine Moss, is charged with child neglect after posting a photo to social media allegedly showing her 5-year-old daughter waxing other women. It's not really allegedly. She did post photos of that girl waxing women. My thing is, okay, if she allowed it, that's fine. But when is one of those other adults going to step in and say, hey, that's not right? Or no, I don't want her doing that. I don't get it. Well, here's the report on this.
A 30-year-old mother charged with child abuse over pictures that show her daughter waxing women has hired Memphis attorney Blake Ballin. Jasmine Moss faced a judge for the first time today. Action News 5's Stephanie Douglas has been following the story. Stephanie, tell us what you've learned about Moss's business license.
Joy, well, right now, records show that...
Go ahead, Stephanie Douglas. Stephanie Douglas, who would ever think that you'll see baby hair by by a reporter on a news station?
She ain't got no baby hair.
Yeah, she do got baby hair on the side. Yeah, she do.
Jazzy body.
Look at it.
There ain't no baby hair.
What is it then? That
There's
ain't
just a little
baby
bit of
hair.
hair that's not connected with the rest, but that ain't the baby hair thing.
LLC is inactive and has been inactive for nearly 6 months. The state says that home shop is considered unlicensed.
Ms. Rose informed me that Blake Ballin will be your attorney.
30-year-old licensed esthetician Jasmine Moss appeared in court Wednesday after being charged with child neglect for letting her 5-year-old daughter wax 24 clients and then posting pictures online.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
After court, attorney Blake Ballin, who's representing Moss, said this is an unusual case, especially the charges Moss is facing.
Child abuse and neglect usually requires some sort of physical harm, physical injury, and it remains to be seen if they can prove something like that.
Action News 5 went by Glenbrook Street in Westwood, where Jasmine Moss reportedly runs the hair removal business Jazzy Body LLC out of a home. A woman closed and locked the door in our face.
So our girl here, she don't have her makeup on, and you don't see that baby hair on the side.
I don't think that's the same.
She don't have her. It looked totally different from here.
I didn't even know that was her.
I guess it's her. It looked.
It is her.
Because she looked totally different right here to when she's on live doing the report.
The Better Business Bureau had no
And it's funny that the girl slammed the door in her face, too.
record of the company until a complaint came on February 15th. A woman who claims to be Jasmine's mother said the controversy has sparked stress and threats.
People calling him, talking, threatening people. What you think I'm supposed to do? I'm her mom.
The post has sparked so much attention, Memphis police launched a joint investigation with the Department of Children's Services. In a statement,
Well, I kind of agree with her lawyer. That's not really child abuse. But see, they saw all that's going on. They said, well, look, we got to charge her with something. But I don't know.
What is she waxing? Is she doing mustaches, back? She's doing vaginas? Like, what is she waxing?
That, what you were just saying. Waxing.
Right. What I'm saying is the kid, because they said she posted videos. Was she doing the mustaches on women?
No, she was it was the bikini waxing.
Okay.
And she was the
naked,
5-year-old.
Right? If they're not naked, then you can't really charge her. I mean, it is wrong, but you can't charge her with child abuse.
Right.
I guess that's a gray area.
The pictures was like you couldn't see any nudity or whatever, but they were getting bikini wax while the girl was standing right there, like helping out. But my thing is, if she wanted to help her, if she wanted her to know something about business, she could have just told her about the books or something. Well, look, we add this, or we should track this or whatever. She don't have to be in a room while people getting bikini waxing.
So the kid wasn't actually doing it then?
Yes.
She was doing it?
She was doing it, yes.
Okay.
The agency said, quote, "We can confirm that an investigation has
That's what I'm saying. It's fine if the mom wanted her to do that, but the adults that was going there to get waxed should have said something like, "Well, no, I don't want her in this room," or "What you doing?" Stuff like that. They probably all thought it was cute.
commenced.
I tell you, we live in a Marvel alternative universe where there's no fathers or no males around. It's just a bunch of women. They have sons or whatever, but when the sons get a certain age, they just disappear, and we just left by a bunch of women taking their kids to stripper pole classes because that teach them fitness.
In this case, pursuant to state and federal laws, we are unable to provide specifics about cases involving children and families we serve, end quote. Attorney Ballin says the next court hearing, they hope to have something sorted out.
We'll let the judge know if we are able to come up with some kind of resolution or if we need to have a preliminary hearing where the witnesses will have to come testify.
Moss is due back in court March 20th. Reporting live, I'm Stephanie Douglas, Action News 5.
Shout out to our Stephanie Douglas.
She'll get slapped on the wrist and she can open her business back up, but the kid can't be in the room.
Right. So we going to Edmond, Oklahoma. There's a video that shows young students licking other people's toes as part of a fundraising event at the Deer Creek High School. Here's the report.
Event at Deer Creek High School.
Fox 25's David Chazanoff has reaction from the district and its parents tonight. David, what?
Here we go again about the where there's no real adult supervision. I mean, there's adults there, but they just as kiddish as the kids. They probably all like 20-something years old themselves. Because I don't understand nobody thought that all those adults in the room, nobody thought that this was inappropriate.
When this came across the table, who was like, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea"? Like nobody said shit.
Exactly.
What are you hearing?
Wendy, a parent whose child attended the event calls it deeply disturbing. And we do want to warn you, the video you're about to see may be graphic to some viewers.
Well, if it's graphic to some viewers, why are you showing it? What the hell is this?
This video shows Deer Creek High School students licking toes at a fundraising event Thursday. We have blurred their faces to hide their identity.
It was surprising. I didn't think they were gonna do all that. I was just shocked. I didn't really have like a feeling. I was like kind of disgusted, but then like kind of glad I wasn't over there.
He is devouring them.
Whatever she told me yesterday that was happening, I had to ask her like, wait, what? They're licking peanut butter off of toes. What?
The Deer Creek School District confirmed the video with Fox 25, saying the students volunteered in challenges to help raise money during.
Yeah, the students volunteered, but they're kids. It should have been, like you said, it should have been an adult that say, like, wait a minute, this ain't right. What's going on? You doing what? Peanut butter on.
But then you got to raise
toes.
your kids to know you're not going to school to suck on no fucking adult toes on no fundraiser. Like, when do people take accountability for their own actions? These are high school kids. They know right from wrong.
Well, that's
and
true
the
too.
staff should be fired.
Yes. Yep.
Their philanthropy week.
I am all for fundraising and all for really fun and silly things, but that right there just seemed a little excessive.
Oh! Deer Creek Schools says every student who participated signed up for the games they played ahead of time, and that no faculty or staff were involved during the assembly. They note that the fundraising week helped raise.
Right. So these kids.
That was the staff that was getting their toes sucked.
Right. So these kids are just in the building, and this is a fundraiser event. So
lying.
Right. An adult had to be in charge if this is a fundraiser event.
Mm-hmm. They sure did raise a lot of money though.
Yep.
$152,000.
It's really great that they raised a lot of money. I feel like maybe they could have done a little bit more accountability and ownership in that statement for, hey, maybe we didn't fully think this thing through here.
They probably snatched up 4 female teachers and had the male students sucking on their toes.
Right, because the toe people, they were kind of big. Mm-hmm. And those kids
they were staff, they wasn't the kids, and they was females.
Right, and the toe liquors, they were very small
Hmm.
kids. And it says the high school. I want to know is it like junior high school kids also there? Because like I say, those kids look real small.
Well, they all look small nowadays.
I guess.
And we asked the district if students signed permission slips to do these activities, but we did not hear back.
I
Reporting
mean, no.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because they, hey mom, can I be in a toe sucking contest to fundraise for some money? I don't think a parent would sign that.
live in
I don't
Deer
think they would
Creek.
put it on the thing. Even if they said it, they say a fundraiser and you sign here. It's not going to, and it's going to say activities. It's not going to name those sucking toe contests.
David Chazanoff, Fox 25 News.
David, thank you. Now, Superintendent Ryan Walters reacted to the video tonight. He posted on social media saying, quote, "This is disgusting. We are cleaning up this filth in Oklahoma schools. Our agency is investigating." The superintendent also responded to a post by Ted Cruz, which reads, "This is child abuse." Superintendent Walters says he completely agrees and, quote, "We are stopping this in Oklahoma."
Your boy Ted Cruz got involved. I don't know what for. Uh, all right, we going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where a Pizza Hut employee, Kevon Ingram, is accused of killing his manager and leaving his body in a trash can behind a restaurant over a $7,000 inheritance check. $7,000, you just blew your life away. Here's the report.
Is tonight in a murder at a South Milwaukee Pizza Hut.
Prosecutors say
She has a cute face too.
31-year-old
Right
Kevon Ingram killed 55-year-old manager Alex Stingle inside the restaurant at Chicago and Capitol, and then put his body in a garbage can and left it behind the dumpsters. 12 News' Erica Finke joins us now in the newsroom. Erica.
Yeah, she has a pretty face too.
Kristen, police tonight revealing the victim, Alex Stengel, had just cashed a $7,000 inheritance check, which may have been the motive for this murder. 31.
So did my man go and tell people that he had $7,000?
Of course he did.
Okay, now did he
But when
have
you tell somebody you got money like that, the first thing they say, "Oh, well, can I borrow something?" And he probably said no. Oh yeah, crack.
Okay, now did he bring the $7,000 at work?
I don't know. He probably had it in his bag or his car or something.
Year-old Kevon Ingram
Or he
appearing
might
in court.
have had to leave job early, go get the money. You know what I mean? Cash his check or whatever, pick it up, whatever. But it don't make sense. And this guy's a fucking asshole and threw his life away for some bullshit.
Friday, accused in a gruesome murder inside the South Milwaukee Pizza Hut. According to a criminal complaint, Ingram shot his manager, Alex Stengel, in the head in the kitchen, tried to slit his throat.
Given what is alleged in this complaint and the nature of the charges, I do find that significant cash is appropriate.
Then was captured on the nearby Taco Bell surveillance camera, struggling to bring the garbage can with Stengel's body to the dumpster. Investigators revealing the kitchen floor had been cleaned recently, but they found blood on a sink, mop handle, and light switch. According to the complaint, when investigators went to Ingram's house, his girlfriend asked, "Is this about Alex?" She said Ingram had plans to get a large settlement Stengel just received. She said she questioned Ingram about his plans to shoot Stengel.
Or maybe the manager borrowed money from the guy, and he got his inheritance money, and my man wanted his money back.
Oh yeah, that could be the case. Motherfuckers be playing with people like that.
Right. So he wasn't going to pay. Well, you just got that inheritance check. You owe me blankety blank.
Yeah.
The criminal complaint.
Like or the third one, drugs.
And said he told her, if your gun is to his head and you shoot him in the head, it works as a silencer and no one is going to hear it.
And Erica, police say Ingram tried to cover his tracks.
Kristen, police believe he used the victim's cell phone to pretend he had to go home sick from work that morning. Police say they found a gun in a backpack in Ingram's home, and he's charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse, among other charges. And right now he's being held on $200,000 bail tonight.
All right, Erica Finke live in the newsroom tonight.
Well, from what they didn't say on here is he put the guy in the trash, and the trash guy came and got it. And I guess while they was dumping the trash, they saw the body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they got to looking at the camera footage and all that stuff and saw all that stuff going on. But $7,000, man, that's like, for him, that's probably like 3-4 months of rent. You got a girl there, so you're gonna have to give her. You didn't told her all that stuff, so you're gonna have to buy her something. She gonna say, "Well, look, what about me?" That $7,000 will be gone in probably about 6 days. All right, now, well, we going to Bahamas now. We got lifelong friends, Dangala Dobson and Amber Sheaver, say they were drugged and raped by Bahamas resort staffers. Have fun with this one. Here's the report.
Right now, a new travel warning. 2 women were drugged and assaulted while on vacation in the Bahamas, unaware the State Department had issued a travel advisory in the area. Eva Pilgrim has the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. These 2 moms say they thought they were doing all the right things to be safe. They were in a pair. They didn't take drinks from strangers.
No, they wanted to go and get one of them Bohemian men on top of them, and their husband found out. Like, oh, shit, no, I was raped and drugged.
Drinking in excess, but this morning,
I'm not making fun of women who get sexually assaulted, by the way, but this don't sound right to me.
their drinks were drugged at a Bahamian resort and they were attacked. The FBI now investigating. Amber Shearer and Dengalia Dobson.
So the resort picked these 2 middle-aged women to drug, because I'm pretty sure they weren't the only women around there. They were on a cruise ship and they landed in the Bahamas. So the staffers picked them. Oh, look at those 2 women right there. They're drug and sexually assault.
Were on their first kids-free vacation on board a Carnival cruise.
They said the kids away, it's on.
Best friends for over 20 years, and we decided we were going to make this our girls' trip.
On the last day of their trip, they stopped at a local resort on Grand Bahama Island, a resort they say the cruise ship recommended. Once there, the mothers claim they were offered a 2-for-1 drink, which they accepted, but immediately fell ill.
After the first drink, we had to get out of the ocean because we noticed that it was just hitting so hard. I just felt so out of it.
Shearer and Dobson say they lost consciousness and allege that after drinking the drugged cocktails, members of the resort staff sexually assaulted them.
I vaguely remember glimpses of his face. I don't remember all of it. I don't remember everything, but I remembered enough of that he was a staff worker and he had a goatee and he was a local, that the resort security were able to go pull the footage and identify them right then and there.
They say there were.
So did they sexually
show
assault
this
them?
footage? How about they show the footage?
Oh, okay, now did they sexually assault them on the beach?
Yeah, that's what's making it sound like they saying.
Okay,
now they
so
made it back to the hotel room. They on some bullshit. And
Okay,
even on
so
the beach is bullshit. There's people around. There's other people like this on the beach. There's other people from the cruise that's around. So I don't see that happening on the beach. So the story don't sound right.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, so they sexually assaulted them on the beach where there's other people around. They weren't on the beach with just them 2 now.
Right.
And like they said, this was the last day. So it was the last day. You're going to party before you get back on a cruise ship and go back home. So it wasn't just them. Everybody was out there drinking and dancing and all that type of stuff.
And they talking about we didn't take drinks from strangers. Well, shit, when you at a resort, every drink is a stranger. You on the beach and they take your order, you don't know where that drink coming from. They bringing it back to you. That's their number one money maker in these tourist places like that. They're not trying to fucking drug you and rape you on the beach. Like, come on now.
Right.
For bruises on their legs and that they tested positive for various drugs. The Royal Bahamas Police posting on Facebook confirming 2 men were arrested for sexual assault of 2 women and that an investigation is underway. Shearer and Dobson say that's not enough. They're back in the U.S. demanding justice. The State Department issued a level 2 travel advisory for the Bahamas in late January due to an increase in homicides and sexual violence.
It's extremely important if you're going to go overseas to look on the State Department website as to what they say about crime. What security level is it?
An attorney for the women says the cruise ship bears some responsibility.
Carnival has an obligation
to warn about dangerous conditions that they know about or they should know about. And they also have an obligation to make sure that the areas that they're recommending to passengers, to tourists, are safe.
Carnival
They're on a resort, so it should have been safe. So what is he talking about? They didn't go all out or go out of the tourist area. I don't get this. And what time was this?
Oh, they probably didn't go on the beach. They probably met some guys on the last day of the vacation. They met some guys in the Bahamas and went back to their room, drinking and got bitten, drugs and got busy. And like you said, the husband found out and then they regret it. And then they saying they got raped. Because the story ain't making sense.
No, it's not. On the beach, the last day on the beach, everybody gonna be out there celebrating and having fun, eating and drinking and stuff. Like I said, why did they just choose them two middle-aged women, them two? Like, oh yeah, I'm a put something in her drink.
They're looking for a payday. They're trying to sue Carnival, and Carnival shouldn't have to pay anything.
Responding to the incident, saying in a statement, while ashore in Freeport, Bahamas on an independent shore excursion, 2 guests on Carnival Elation reported to Bahamian police that they were sexually assaulted at a local beach.
So like you just said, Carnival was saying, I don't have nothing to do with this.
Our onboard care team provided support for the 2 guests as they sailed back to Jacksonville. Bahamian police are investigating the matter, and Carnival is providing our full cooperation. So what can you do? These 2 telling us while they thought being with one other friend was enough, they are reconsidering that now. Their advice for other women, stick to groups of 4 or more when traveling.
So they was with a 3rd friend, but ain't nothing happened to the 3rd friend?
Right.
The story just don't sound right. So they both got raped on the beach on a cruise ship in the Bahamas.
No, not on a cruise ship.
Well, they got off the cruise ship. Yeah, they got off the cruise ship in the Bahamas for one day, and while they was on the beach, they got drugged and raped. But the other girlfriend's right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get drugged, she didn't get raped, and she watched to be a witness. The story don't sound right.
Your last day at the Bahamas, before everyone gets on that cruise ship to head back home, everybody's going to be off that cruise ship, drinking, dancing, having fun, eating, all type of shit. It wasn't just those 3 on the beach like that.
Right.
At a resort. So it's at a resort. There's a whole bunch of people walking around. What about the other staffers?
Exactly.
So the other staffers saw these women get assaulted and didn't say anything. Didn't tell them to stop what you're doing, or I'm calling no security or police.
Even if it was consensual, you're not even gonna see people just having sex right there on the beach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, this story I thought about you when we watch 60 Days In. And how the prisoners always complaining about like food and all that stuff, and you always say, "Well, boy, that wouldn't be me if I was the warden."
I say that all the time to share about different stuff. If I was in charge, boy, it should be different.
Right, here we go. We got Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones is catching heat for his use of the Warden Burger, which he served the inmates in isolation. This was like 1 or 2 years ago, and for some reason it was on my YouTube homepage list. Mm-hmm. So here we go.
A local sheriff is catching heat on social media for using food as punishment. That right there is the Warden Burger. Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones serves it to inmates in isolation. Our Courtney King sat down with the sheriff today about why he uses it. But Courtney, my question is, would he eat the burger?
No matter if he would eat it or not.
Rob, that was my first question for him. So not only did he say he would, he did, and we have it all on camera. We're going to show you that in just a few minutes, or in a moment, actually. The sheriff tells us that he's not the only one that does this, and that detention centers all over the country do this. And it is important to note that the burger is not made to be bad. We do have the recipe for it, and we'll put it on our
like it was going to be stale or something like that. They wouldn't serve anything like that.
Website for you.
It's because they don't like it. They rather have chicken or something like that and a steak.
Look, you got something between that bread, because if I was in charge, you'd be having 2 pieces of bread.
Basically a turkey
glass
burger.
Of water.
The sheriff says that what's punishment about it is that the inmate in isolation gets that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day until they leave isolation. And like you said, he has caught a lot of flack on social media about this. One person even calling him a disgusting human.
The State Department of Corrections is not my fault.
A disgusting human wouldn't feed anybody. So
feed them a disgusting human be feeding shit burgers.
Right. And when you see sheriff, if you look in the dictionary and you see the word sheriff, his picture will be right next to it.
Right from the Old West.
So I basically don't give two what they think.
On Wednesday, we sat down with Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones and watched him eat this. It's no ordinary burger. It's what the sheriff calls a warden burger.
I see some rice in there.
Have zero complaints about the warden burger.
Me personally, no, I would eat this. Hell, I'm eating it now.
The sheriff tells us
I'd be like, no, I wouldn't eat it, but I also wouldn't commit crime to go to jail. That would be my response.
Inmates in isolation for all 3 meals for the last several years.
This is jail. You don't get to choose. Your mommy and your dad and your Aunt Lily doesn't get to make your meals.
Good food, don't go to jail.
I'm your aunt. I'm your grandpa. I'm the one that gets your meal prepared and make sure it gets done.
The sheriff says inmates get put in isolation for things like fighting, and the burger is an added punishment.
If you get in trouble.
Well, see, it looks more like a meatloaf. They make it like one big meatloaf and they cut it up in the burgers like that.
It look like they got some rice in there with some meat and some other stuff. Man, look, you better eat that burger. If not, don't eat it. Don't eat nothing.
Right, like you said, it got other stuff in it, so it's more like a meatloaf than a burger. If it got rice in it and all that stuff, they're not going to give you any spoiled food or anything like that. So why wouldn't you eat it?
And you go to an isolation cell. It's no different than your regular cell. And
like they said, this is like people who was like fighting in the jail and all that stuff and isolating. They got
this is punishment on top of punishment. So you want to keep cutting up. This is what you're getting to eat. You lucky, like I said, you lucky I ain't the warden. Because he's doing better than me.
What would you do?
I just told you they'd be eating 2 pieces of bread with nothing in the middle.
No cheese?
No cheese. Some water, maybe an apple or a banana or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what you get 3 times a day, and you get all the water you can drink. It's very nutritious. It's good for you. It has lots of fiber in it. Fiber is good for you, right?
Sheriff Jones says a dietitian approved the burger, and it's not made to taste bad.
It's got many ingredients. It's made with ground turkey, potatoes, carrots. It's got celery.
Meatloaf.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's meatloaf.
Mm-hmm.
It's got flour.
He says the punishment is in not having variety. Jones says
that's
inmates
what it is.
can be
They're mad. They're just keeping the same shit over and over. Oh well.
But like you said, it's isolation. It's for people who want punishment in the jail. So are you supposed to? Do you think you're supposed to get a regular meal and you want punishment?
Isolation for up to 10 days at a time, which means they could eat up to 30 warden burgers.
Would you ever eat it for 3 meals a day?
Yeah. I'm easy.
Stupid shit like that. I'd be like, would you eat it? Like I'm not in jail. Matter of fact, when I get out of here, I'm going to a steakhouse.
Damn, you would be one of the worst sheriff wardens.
No, I wouldn't. I'm keeping it real. Like, why are you asking me? Do I want to eat it? Am I in jail? Did I commit a crime?
And what I eat. I come from a generation that you eat whatever's in front of you.
He says he hopes the burger will make inmates think twice about acting out while in the Butler County Jail.
Has it worked? Have you ever had someone in isolation be like, I'm never getting in trouble because I don't want that burger ever again?
Yeah, we've had people that leave. They always tell me they never want to eat that burger again. And this may be just a little piece that keeps you out of trouble, keeps you from hurting other people. And that's my goal here.
So the sheriff tells us that he's never been fined or ordered to stop using the burger despite some state officials saying that he's violating some policies. And guys, I was not able to try the burger because I'm gluten intolerant, but we have
gluten intolerant. She's lying. She's like, look, I'm not eating that shit. I'm gluten intolerant.
She all asking my man, if you want to eat this, would you eat this? But then she gonna turn around and say she ain't gonna eat it because she gluten. Man, you don't stop that shit, girl.
Have a burger for you guys that the sheriff gave us, because we're doing our job. We need to test the product, let our viewers know what's going on. So Rob, I think you're Steve, if you guys could test that and let us know what it tastes like.
We cut it in half, but just like you said, it does smell like a pizza.
Yeah, it does. Too bad you have to go to jail to eat this. It's pretty good.
Sheriff, for sending one back, it's not bad. Like, I don't.
He wants to throw it out, take it out his mouth.
No,
The
you
white
don't.
dude, he like.
No, you don't. No, it's okay. They don't want to eat it 3 times a day, every day. That's the problem.
I don't think this is punishment. Would I want to eat it every day? Probably not. 3 meals a day?
I'm a former vegetarian, so I'm used to stuff like this. But
I know.
actually, it's not bad.
Yeah,
It really
totally.
So,
That was a very, very interesting story, Courtney. And I'm glad you got the sheriff's perspective. Because a lot
Why he ain't chewing it?
Because he talking.
Mm-hmm. No, I think he it's like in his mouth. I think he want to spit it out.
He's trying to talk.
Sometimes when you see things on social media, it just kind of touches the surface, right?
and sorry, Mom, for talking with my mouth full.
I know, tell me about it. Okay, so weather-wise, the humid weather is returning.
Yes, it is. And it looks like we'll make it through the
My
weekend.
man took 2 bites and finished them off, and Black Bull still got the same bite in his mouth.
Yeah.
Probably need some water.
Because he want to spit it out.
A lot of humidity.
No, he don't.
Now he's trying to chew.
Excuse me.
But
Monday.
Okay, he smiled. He swallowed it.
Again.
Okay, so and what I noticed when you step outside right now.
All right. Yeah, I thought about that when I saw. I thought about you when I saw that. You always talk about. I was in charge. You said you just give them 2. So they on punishment. They on super punishment. You only just giving them bread and water, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, and an apple and a banana or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we on the sports, and the sports I want to talk about is is our boy. I'm thinking about. Sorry. I'm thinking about you and a burger.
Well, shit, if you get locked up in these foreign jails, they don't give you shit. You just in jail, you make it on your own. They give you a fucking bucket of slop, and y'all got to dig in and share.
Right.
And organize.
All right. Or the sports. I want to talk about Russell Wilson, quarterback of the Denver Broncos. There was things about his contract. What was it? It was an insurance contract, right? That they wanted.
Insurance, yes.
Yeah. So the first video I want to show is Russell Wilson on the I Am Athlete podcast with your boy Brandon Marshall. He's explaining the contract situation.
Really confused, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. This the first video is with Sean Payton howling at him for no reason.
Really confused, right?
So that's Sean Payton hollering at Russell Wilson in his face because he wanted a reaction. This was like for no reason at all when he jumped up in his face like that. So Russell Wilson is just looking at him.
There's a very animated discussion.
It was an animated discussion. There was only one person talking.
There ain't no animated discussion.
Right. So here's the he's explaining his contract situation on I Am Athlete with Brandon Marshall.
And so we beat Green Bay, Kansas City. We beat them. And as you mentioned earlier, that's when I got that call, and I was like, I'm confused what's going on. And I didn't believe it at first. I was like, this can't be real. And I got that call that, hey, we're going to bench you for the next 9 games. If you don't change your injury guarantee. So for me,
but be clear here, it's not, they don't want to bench you because of play. They're saying they're benching you because they want you to take out the injury guarantee.
Yeah, they want to push back my injury guarantee and remove it for that rest of the year. So that way, if I get injured, that they don't have to pay it.
But that's why, as a player, it doesn't even make sense to do that, because you think of those Alex Smith moments, and then hell, you can even go back to college, like Willis McGahee, I believe it was, at the U. One of his last games going into NFL, he tears everything in, or maybe it's Frank Gore, everything in their knee.
I didn't want to set a precedent for players to remove their injury guarantees too as well. And so it was no way I was going to do that.
Yep, because if he do it, then all the other guys in the NFL would stop them from doing that too. Like, where's your damn union?
It'll be one of them things where they say, well, Russell Wilson is a real team player. Look what he did. You know what I mean? On that type shit.
Right.
that. And so when they said that we're going to bench you, I said, all right, that's what you want to do.
Bro, that's like extortion. Like, you got the NFLPA involved, attorneys involved, like obviously.
Well,
like,
I didn't want to, but then they kept saying it all the way throughout the week. So then.
No, soon as they said it, I went right to my union rep. No, he being way too nice, because what type of shit is that? They would never allow anybody something like that to happen in a regular job.
You know, my agent talked to the NFLPA. The NFLPA called me to ask.
And they definitely didn't want him to do these interviews and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They talked to the NFL. NFL was like, this is illegal. You can't do this. And so then, you know, all the way throughout Saturday. So I was.
Look at the size between Brandon Marshall and Russell Wilson.
Brandon's a big dude.
And the question is, which one plays football?
Just like sitting here, I didn't know if I was going to play the following week. We had Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills the following week. So I'm like, am I going to play? Am I not? Like,
so you got Russell Wilson in his camp, and then you got the Denver Broncos. Everybody looking at each other. Who gonna make the first move? You gonna sign? You gonna take it?
No, I wasn't gonna do it.
You wasn't gonna blink?
No shot. I ain't taking my injury guarantee. So now I'm sitting there.
would have kicked his ass.
Well, we'll see what happens. So then the whole week, and I get back on Monday. I still don't know necessarily what's going to happen. And on that Monday, that's when I meet with Sean, and Sean's like, "Hey, don't forget like nothing happened. You're going to play this week against Buffalo. We got a big game against Buffalo. You got to go win on Monday Night Football." And I'm like, "All right."
All right, now Sean Payton is full of shit, because he jumped up in Russell Wilson's face just so Russell Wilson can say something back to him, so they can suspend him from conduct detrimental by the team. So that would void his contract, right?
Yep.
So he stood strong. He protected his name. I give Russell Wilson on that, because that's the reason. Because people, I remember when all that stuff was going on, and people on the internet were saying, "Why is he in Russell Wilson's face like that?" We didn't know all this stuff about the contract was going on at the time. Everybody was like, "Well, why is he hollering at Russell Wilson like that?" So I don't believe Sean Payton like trying to ignore the team. They all in cahoots with each other, and the team probably said, "Look, try to do something so he can say something to you, and we can suspend him for conduct detrimental to the team and send his ass home."
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Russell Wilson for standing strong on that one and protecting his name, because his name would have been mud, because now he would have been, "Oh, he's a rebel. Oh, you see how he hollered at his coach like that?" You know, especially now, they didn't cut him, right? They ain't
not yet, but he ain't gonna be bad. You know that.
Right. And so then they'll
and the
say,
bad part is he actually had a solid good year.
Yep.
They just didn't win.
Right, because if he'd have got conduct detrimental to the team, he'd avoided his contract, and it'd been hard for him to get another job, because they would say, "Oh, he's like a rebel." Well, if he's doing something detrimental to the team, what would he do to our team? You know, shit like that. So
that's how they play the game.
Right. So shout out to him on that. Anything else you want to talk about sports wise?
I was talking to one of the doctors about the Sixers, because we always talk about Sixers. That's like his squad.
Mm-hmm.
And he is right. He said whenever we pick up a good 3-point shooter, they forget they can shoot threes once they get on our team. Now, Buddy Hield was knocking down threes all his career. Now he can't make shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we in trouble. So all this second round shit, we might not even make the playoffs.
Right, and I don't think Embiid is coming back this year, because the way he talking is like he's not really sure. If he's not really sure, he ain't coming back. So
it's been crickets over there on Danny's side, because he was all throwing it in the face when Embiid had the big games and stuff.
Right. So what we say about Embiid? I had told the coworker, the one that always say trade Embiid before. Well, he said trade Embiid before this season. I said wait until at least wait until, if you don't do it in the middle of the season, I mean at the beginning of the season, at least wait until All-Star break. And he was like, yeah. So I was talking to him. I said, I guess it's too late for trading him now, because who gonna want him? Even if he get his stuff repaired, would you want him? Not for no first round draft pick.
No.
So not for a big player.
And that's the same thing we said. Trading while his value is high, he not hurt.
Right.
Now he's hurt and his value drops, and now it's hard to trade him. A big contract and an injury, and he up there in age.
Yep.
Dr. I said his name, Dr. Shrakar. He loves Embiid, so he's saying like we probably shouldn't trade him. We just got to put better players around him.
They had better players around him. So I don't understand. They had Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Ben Simmons when he was playing here. So what players do he need?
He had good players. I don't want to hear that shit.
Exactly. Anything else sports wise?
Nothing I can think of.
Well, all right, y'all. You can reach the Judgmentals on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube at PNL Judgementals, Instagram at the_judgementals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. So, all right, Phil.
All right. That's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my